From WEEK, your home team, this is 25 News at 10.
It's been almost a week since a Peoria Public Schools teacher told the Peoria Journal-Star that she opposed some of the sex education programs there. Good Monday evening, everyone. I'm Tyler Lopez.
And I'm Caitlin Canute. So the paper quoted that woman as saying the program was simply too explicit. But other members of the community disagreed and were quick to rally to support the program, calling on people to show up to tonight's Peoria School Board meeting.
25 News reporter Lauren Melendez was there and joins us now to tell us why supporters were so vocal. Lauren.
Tyler and Caitlin, this wasn't something the school board brought up. These were people who came to offer support during the public comment of the meeting. The teacher who you mentioned made the original comments was not there, and no one else offered comments criticizing the sex education program. Instead, those who did speak say they feel there's a need for these services. Reports last year showed Peoria County has the highest rate of gonorrhea among teens and young adults within the state, with chlamydia ranking at number 2. Peoria Public Schools recently switched from a curriculum that promoted abstinence to one that's, quote, evidence-based and includes lessons such as proper use of condoms. And parents and supporters of the program say that's not the only thing that the program offers.
How to protect their bodies, their partners, also how to use their voices, about how to say no when they're uncomfortable with sexual advances. We stand with our school district, shoulder to shoulder with Dr. Karat and the smart health educators who are doing what's right for our youth.
The program does allow parents to opt out if they do not want their kids to receive the sex education during school hours. Promoting sexual health will continue for Peoria Public Schools this Thursday. Manual High School will host a Get Yourself Tested Day, which offers free anonymous STD testing. Tyler and Caitlin, back to you.
All right, thank you, Lauren. New Peoria business, Round 1, is in the spotlight again after a second fight at the Northwoods Mall Entertainment Center this weekend. So check this out, some new video that has come in to us now of that latest incident. This was sent to us by a viewer. It has some in the area a little uneasy now about mall security.
As you recall, a huge fight broke out at Round 1's opening night 2 weekends ago. That was a brawl that spilled out into the shopping center, causing some shopkeepers to lose business. Now, this past Saturday afternoon involved 4 or 5 males at the entertainment arcade when they started to fight. Before police could respond, though, they ran off. After each incident, questions were raised about security measures for the Round 1 and for Northwoods Mall in general. We talked to the Round 1 customer who says she's not going to let what happened stop her from going.
I think that you have to look at that from a different perspective. You can't blame a business for bad behavior. And both altercations spilled out into the hallways of the mall. They would have happened whether Round 1 had been there or not. It was going to be somewhere if it wasn't there.
The mall's manager says they're planning with Round 1 right now to address the behavior issues that prompted these fights.
We reached out to Peoria Police to see if they had any plans to step up patrols on the weekends, but have not yet heard back.
But the commotion has us looking at the entertainment center's house rules. According to the Round 1 USA website, guests under 21 need a guardian, 25 or older, to get in. Each guardian can be accompanied by 4 younger people max.
You must be able to present an ID, either a state ID or a driver's license. A school ID does not work, and they do have a dress code. No baggy clothing, no clothing with profanity or objectionable artwork can be worn inside Round 1. Well, we do want to issue a correction now on a story that we aired last night at this time. In our coverage of the shooting death of 16-year-old Trayvon Harris, we mistakenly said that the teen suspect is awaiting sentencing.
And the teen is merely accused and hasn't even gone to trial yet. We apologize for this mistake.
Some concerned people in North Pekin wanted to stop an incoming landscaping business, but the plan to build here along Route 29 is in fact moving forward. Mr. Dentino wants to move from this current location in Pekin to Route 29 and West Lane. Tonight, village leaders heard worries about trash potentially hurting the look near the Twin Lakes area. But that land is already zoned for business, and Dentino got the minor zoning change they were seeking.
Waste products, you know, we do live on 2 ponds out there. People like it clean. I guess, what's it going to look like?
We look forward to building a new, much larger building to keep all of our equipment inside and offer bulk materials to local residents and services and delivery and trucking services. So we hope it's going to be a great expansion opportunity for us and bring jobs and tax dollars to North Pekin.
About 24 people attended the meeting to see the board approve the landscaper's requested setback by a 3-2 vote. Dentino says he hopes the opponents will change their minds in time and come to see the group as a good neighbor.
A local middle school spent the day in mourning after a student was killed along a roadway outside of town over the weekend. The Fulton County coroner says 14-year-old Charles Dayton Montgomery was walking along State Route 5, also known as the Canton-Cuba Blacktop, about 7:40 Saturday night. That's when he was hit by a car from behind. Investigators say that driver did pull over and called 911. The superintendent of Canton's school district says a crisis intervention team provided grief services to students and staff today. Here's part of the statement from Superintendent Rolf Silvertson. This simple document cannot describe the sorrow and grief our learning community is experiencing during this time of crisis. Our heartfelt sympathies, thoughts, and prayers of the entire Canton learning community go out to the student's family. Most importantly, our learning community is committed to assisting our students and staff during this crisis. To see the entire statement, go to our website, week.com. Switching gears, it is hard to imagine with days in the 60s, but winter weather will be here, and state transportation leaders want to make sure you are ready.
So the theme for the awareness campaign this year is winter weather, get it together. For example, remember seatbelts are always required and there's no texting while driving.
Cruise control not recommended in snow or ice. Also remember that intersections, bridges, and shady areas do tend to ice up soonest.
But again, like Tyler said, we don't have to worry about that with temperatures in the 50s, the 60s. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Chuck Collins to see how long it's going to last.
Caitlin and Tyler, it's going to last for several days. Now, maybe not the 60s. Our temperatures will be up and down a little bit, but it looks like above normal temperatures over the next 8 to 14 days. And that certainly means liquid and not frozen precip. Let's dial up the Doppler. We've had a few clouds rolling through the area here tonight, but they're clearing out, so we'll call it mostly clear. But with southerly breezes out there, that will continue to keep the temperatures propped up to around 50 for the wake-up call in the morning. Right now, 53 in Peoria, 53 in the Twin Cities. Area temperatures are running 51 to about 56. We'll see clear skies overnight and then start clouding up ahead of a cold front tomorrow. But we'll wake up in the upper 40s in the morning. That's not even a normal high this time of year. 44 is a high. And then we'll be in the upper 50s by noontime. Then cloudy skies rolling in. Maybe a sprinkle or two or a scattered shower tomorrow afternoon. That's about it. I'll talk more about that forecast coming away in just a couple of minutes. Tyler.
Chuck, the White House now facing questions on comments made by President Trump.
This after he called Democratic Senator Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas during an event honoring Native Americans. Kristen Holmes has more now from Washington.
And I just want to thank you because you're very, very special people.
While honoring Navajo Indians who fought in World War II, President Trump took a swipe at Democratic adversary Elizabeth Warren, dredging up his old campaign nickname for her.
You were here long before any of us were here. Although we have a representative in Congress who they say was here a long time ago. They call her Pocahontas.
His remark met with silence from participants in the room, but the senator herself responding almost instantly.
It is deeply unfortunate that the President of the United States cannot even make it through a ceremony honoring these heroes without having to throw out a racial slur.
The White House denying the reference was racially motivated.
I don't believe that it is appropriate for him to make a racial slur or anybody else.
This is a racial slur, so why is it appropriate for him to?
Well, I think, like I said, I don't think that it is, and I don't think that was certainly not the president's intent.
President Trump began using the label while feuding with Warren in 2016.
Who, Pocahontas?
At one point, tweeting, Pocahontas is at it again. Goofy Elizabeth Warren, one of the least productive U.S. senators, has a nasty mouth. Hopes she is VP choice. Warren says she is part Native American, but the legitimacy of her background has been widely questioned. Warren rejects criticism that she received preferential treatment because of her claimed heritage. In Washington, I'm Kristen Holmes.
Drama today over who the real director for the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau might be. President Trump appointed White House Budget Director Mick Mulvaney to take over the CFPB, but late last week, the outgoing director appointed someone else to fill that job, Leandra English. Mulvaney says the president has the legal right to appoint a director, but Ms. English says the CFPB is supposed to be independent, and she has now asked a judge for a temporary restraining order preventing Mulvaney from taking over.
One of the assertions is that this agency needs to be independent. Yet at the same time, I hear today media reports that Ms. English is on the Hill meeting with Mr. Schumer and Ms. Warren, and it makes me wonder who she wants to be independent from. Does she want to be independent from everybody or just independent from Donald J. Trump? So my guess is it is the latter.
Mr. Mulvaney says he is not shutting down the Bureau because current law doesn't allow him to, but he did impose a 30-day hiring freeze.
The ballot for Illinois' 2018 primary starting to take shape as political candidates are filing their petitions for the March 20th, 2018 election. Today there was a long line outside the State of Illinois Board of Elections office in Springfield. The Cook County Clerk's office accepting nominating petitions for a number of races, including those for governor, county commissioner, and various seats in the legislature. Major candidates for governor submitted petitions, including Republican Governor Bruce Rauner, who is seeking re-election. Several Democrats vying for the chance to unseat the first-term governor. Those who filed so far include billionaire J.B. Pritzker, businessman Chris Kennedy, and State Senator Daniel Biss.
Next on 25 News, the makeup of Cyber Monday is changing.
That's right. We'll take a look at that. It's still a big day, but the way we buy is morphing. We'll explain.
You're watching 25 News at 10 with Tyler Lopez, Caitlin Canute, Chief Meteorologist Chuck Collins, and Jim Matson, Sports. 25 News is your home team.
25 News.